Learning never exhausts the mind. So, do you know about these quotes, fellas? No? So, these quotes are from the greatest figure, and his name is Leonardo da Vinci. So, Da Vinci is an artist, sculptor, philosopher, engineer, mathematician, and etc. And here I am telling to you, ladies and gentlemen, how is this Renaissance figure changed the art world. One of the great Renaissance painters, Leonardo da Vinci, continually tested artistic tradition and techniques. He created an innovative compositions, investigated anatomy to accurately represent the human body, considered the human side to illustrate a character, and a lot of more. His experiment influenced the art of his successors and often became the standard of representations in subsequent centuries. And one of his most well-known surviving work is Mona Lisa, the seemingly ordinary portrait of a young woman dressed modestly in a thin veil, many of whom are complemented by the cedar, mysterious gaze, and enigmatic smile. Rinascimento is an expression coined by Giorgio Vasari, an art critic who lived around 15 and 50, and who considered that the major characteristic of the one half centuries that preceded him was a rediscovery, an antiquity, and the way it influenced the artist. For architecture, this description might be justified, although the cardinals of that period did not hesitate to scavenge the Roman monuments to decorate their palace with marble. For paintings, it's an imaginary antiquity the artists took their inspirations from, because at the time no antique paintings were recovered. For sculpture, of course, there were many models, both Greek and the Roman imitations. So the impact of learning and trying to try to like and interested with art is critical thinking, and the love of knowledge is what differentiates the Renaissance from the previous period. Progressively, informations about Greek and Roman thinkers reaches the Occident. For the examples like Aristotle, Socrates, Plato, Pythagoras, and also Marcus Aurelius, and many others suddenly become known and discussed. I think learning how to make hand pulled print was very substantial in my personal and artistic development. My teacher used to tell me all the work that we did, which was very cycle and built character. Traditional printmaking techniques are very processed oriented. You can get the point B without first going to A. There are no shortcuts. I think that made me so much more detail and um, I think that made me much more detail oriented and patience when I was able to pull off a really good print, but no one intended. I had a great sense of accomplishment. What? So, what were pieces of art that were in your room or house growing up and made you think, stuck with you, mm, and in a one way or another positive impact on your life perspective? I have one example with it. I grew up with a print of 1888 paintings, Bridge at Arles by Vincent van Gogh. It hung up in our dining room. For many hours, I would look at the scene, soaking up its nuances, such an fact that the horse and the wagon at the middle of the bridge is an precarious precarious positions and the two halves in the bridge do not join smoothly together as the bridge is either in the process of going up and also going down, that the boat on this side of the woman doing a laundry is either sinking or has already sunk, and that the artist sign signing his name simply in front of the draw, simply like Vincent, no last name, no degrees or horrifics. The positive message to learning art is that life is an enigma. No matter how closely we look at the world or at a great work of art, the enigma remains enigmatic. Life is not a puzzle that only psychist or philosopher or a mathematicians can solve. This I have found to be tremendously positive. The wise thinkers are not so wise as they would have us to believe. We need not to surrender to the scientist, the expert, and the specialist. There is no room in life for the ordinary man or woman, the anonymous person, the artist known in this time only by a single name. We need not to give up. So art has been commercial commercialized apa iki? So art has been commercialized today. Technology has taken the place of art and culture in youngest life. They are always busy with their online life. And why are people not interested in arts? So, in as much as different people like different kind of music, have a preference as to art mediums as well. Perhaps the reason why one lack interest in art is that they were exposed the kind that didn't appeal to them so much. And when this happened, the hasty generalizations that art is boring sink in. Most of the emphasis in is most of the emphasis is on the art, which makes sense, but the environment can sometimes come off as rather dull. This makes art boring because it sets the type of environment you're in. If you're not having fun in the gallery, then you are not going to have fun to looking at the art. Art engages children's sense in open-ended play and support the development of cognitive, social, emotional, and multisensory skill. As children progress into elementary school and beyond, art continues to provide opportunities for brain development, mastery, self-esteem, and creativity. How does the art affect today in society? Art influences society by changing options, instilling, instilling values, and translating experience across space and time. Research has shown art affect the fundamental sense of self. Painting, sculpture, music, literature, and the other arts are often considered to be the repository of a society collective memory. So that's all, I guess. Thank you and goodbye.